In the name of the God of the entire mankind, whose mercy is profound, whose kindness is everlasting, this is the 15th and the very last episode in the series of presentations wherein we made an attempt to trace the reality of who actually was the son sacrificed by Abraham, Isaac or Ishmael. I will summarize whatever we have discussed in the first 14 episodes, which were all based on the research done by Mr. Abdus Sattar Ghauri in his epoch-making book on the subject. The author has established that the firstborn son could only have been Ishmael, that Moriah could only be Al-Marwa, which is a hill next to the Kaaba in Mecca, where the sacrifice of Ishmael is commemorated even today. He has also established authoritatively that Ishmael and Hagar migrated to Mecca, and the children of Ishmael got settled in Arabia. He has also shown that King David took refuge in Mecca during his days of trouble with King Saul, and later he passionately longed to visit the sanctuary of Mecca again. The author has also shown that although the scholars of Bible are unclear about the identity of Mecca, it is clearly Makkah, the famous holy city of the Muslims. Thus, it could be concluded that God's following response to Abraham was meant for the children of Ishmael. And I read that response, which is in the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verses 15 to 18. After the sacrifice was offered, it says, "The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time and said, I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me." Now surely God blessed the children of Isaac too, and this is what we Muslims very strongly believe, and this is what the Quran gives very strong testimony to. As a part of this blessing, God sent his last messenger Muhammad to the children of Ishmael, and God's promise that your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, has come true. This is where we would like to invite our Jews and Christians brothers to pay heed to the message that we are presenting. We are trying to convince them that the message of Islam and the message of the Quran is not just the message of the Muslims. It is the message which equally belongs to the Jews and the Christians. It's the message from the same heritage, from the same source, from the same family. We are not strangers. We are not enemies unto each other. We are friends and we are brothers. The message that was brought by Muhammad in Mecca was a continuation of the same message that was brought by Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, and the rest of the prophets. Moses and Jesus, they all have the blessings and kindness of the Almighty. We therefore believe that in order for us to be loyal to God and to be loyal to the message brought by Abraham, it is important that everybody who has the understanding of the Bible and is interested in following the path chalked out by Abraham, that they should also believe and accept the message brought by the Quran and Muhammad. May Allah's mercy be on all his prophets, all his messengers. Indeed, it is not an easy thing to do for anyone who belongs to a different religious tradition from the one that he or she is being invited to. But indeed, it is an extremely important task that we open our minds and open our hearts to be able to understand what exactly is the objective reality. In these 15 sessions, we have made an earnest attempt to let you know what we believe is the right point of view. We may be wrong in our efforts, in our research, in our conclusions. We would most certainly like you to point out the weaknesses and flaws in the presentation that we have made. However, if you find that there is strength and there is conviction in the presentations that have been made before you, and you find that the message makes a lot of sense to you, then we would like to invite you to the message which is sent for the entire mankind, to which it's not just that the Muslims have a right to lay claim. All good, well-meaning humans they deserve to understand and to embrace the message of God. May God Almighty enable all of us to know the truth that has come from Him. May He open our hearts for it, and may He enable us to follow it diligently.